In this exercise, we're going to look at brands as a way of understanding the logic and making sure that the logic is totally safe in your application code. So we have a few functions here. We have onSubmit handler, create user on API, and validate values. And you can think of these as being called in sequence. First of all, onSubmit handler is kind of like the public API here. It's the thing that we would pass to our form, for instance, to extract out the raw values of email string and password string. So this is basically what the user calls in order to kind of like validate their stuff. From there, we grab those values, we put them into the validate values function. And what happens here is it checks that email and password are correct. So if it is an email, then we know that it's going to be an email essentially. So if it doesn't include an @ symbol, then we error email invalid. And if the password isn't long enough, then we error there too. And we return those values. Then we take those validated values and we pass them into create user on API. So here we have email, email, and password, password. And this is going to be erroring because types of property email are incompatible and passwords not valid either. So I want you to think about how you would change this function, the validate values function, not any of its runtime stuff, just a couple of types here, in order to make sure that what gets returned from validated values or validate values is what we think it is. And we want to make sure that what gets returned from here is a password and an email.